Howdy. We're going to be looking at Styanax today. Styanax, the Spartan Warframe. I think he's quite juicy. He's criminally underrated. Like, I feel like people. I think he's in a similar place to Zephyr, right? Like, people realize, or they don't realize, they accept, or they'll say that the Warframe is strong, but nobody really plays him. Not that much, at least. Not how much they should. Him and Zephyr are both very strong, but not played frequently Warframes. So we'll quickly go over what his abilities are. This won't be a long video, won't be as long as my other Warframe videos, right? Like for frames specifically, but we'll go over the abilities at least somewhat. So his passive gives crit chance for all of your weapons based on his shields. It is current shields, so if your shields bottom out, you're getting no crit chance buff. Overshields do count towards this, and the shield or the crit chance bonus is doubled when used on a spear gun. It is 1% crit chance for every 40 shields. So if you have 4,000 shields, you are getting 100% crit chance. It's modded. It's a modded value additive to something like Point Strike. That's kind of horrible, honestly. I don't really care for it, but if you are able to keep your shields up and you like it, then sure, by all means. His one throws a javelin, and if you hit an enemy, it pulls enemies into a vortex. It's okay. Ignore the Axios Javelineers thing underneath. That's from Augment. We'll go over that in a minute. It's a new Augment from Dante and Bound. Their Strike is a low range cone in front of you of an armor strip. It is a very nice armor strip, though, because it comes out fast, it affects Acolytes, and sometimes Sisters of Parvos, not like Kuva Liches, though. It's just a very good, consistent armor strip, and you only need 200 strength for it to strip in a single cast. Rally point. This is actually crazy strong. When you cast it, it gives it to yourself and nearby allies. While it's active, you regenerate energy over time, and it draws attention to him, increasing his aggro value, allowing him to tank, right? Take aggro away from your teammates. And it also gives shields for every kill for yourself and teammates. And the shields is also given even if you get an assist. So if you deal the damage but your teammate steals the kill, you'll still get the shields so they don't fuck you over if you're trying to shield gate. Very strong ability, and it synergizes super strong with Nourish, because you can give Nourish to yourself and teammates, giving you and your teammates an ungodly amount of energy. Now, finally, we have Final Stand. He jumps in the air, and him and a bunch of Ghost Spartans throw spears like crazy. It does fairly decent damage. It does explosion. There's an explosion which does blast damage, but most of the damage is going to be slash, which is quite nice. It also has an augment. So for the augments, we first have Intrepid Stand, which isn't that old. It makes it so every hit of your fourth ability, right, every javelin hit, is going to give you 60 overguard, scaling with strength, and 30 overguard to nearby teammates in affinity range, also scaling with strength. And it does have an overguard cap, but it's pretty high, sitting at 15k at base. And this lets you give yourself and teammates a ton of survivability. With this, and then you get like rally point for your teammates, you can give lots of support. He's an amazing support frame while also being a great frame for yourself as well. Then there's the newest augment from Dante and Bound, Axios Javelineers. It makes it so when you throw out your spear, so actually I'll show what his abilities look like first of all, right? That's what it does. There's stats. Hang on, let me spawn in enemies. You can see that if you throw your spear, it's not going to oh wait, I could have sworn it didn't suck. Wait, did I miss? Oh, no, I hit an enemy. That's why. Okay. If you don't hit an enemy directly, it's actually not going to suck enemies in. You have to hit an enemy to pull them all in. And it only throws one. Then this is what the rest of his abilities look like. All of his animations and his sound effects are incredible for his abilities. Now, if you were to put on the new augment, Axios Javelineers, you will now throw 2 more of these spears, and it will create the vortex even if you miss the enemy. You don't have to hit them. Hitting them directly will actually just increase the duration of the vortex. So we go over here and I throw down. I hit no enemies. Now, from what I've seen, the vortex is actually rather weak if you hit no enemies. It's a lot stronger on a direct hit. Like, look, it yanks them over. Whereas if I don't hit an enemy, it just sort of drags them. Hang on, they're still getting sucked in by that one. We gotta wait for that. There we go. It drags them over a little slower, but it's still very nice. A nice Augment for consistency, but it is not required. Now, you can go two ways with him. Either high shields for low-end content, or you can go shield gaining for high-end content. Because he does have high base shields at 925 when he's rank 30. That's really high base shields. I think that might actually be like the second highest in the game, second only to Hildren. Though I'm not sure if Revenant has more or not. Actually, Revenant might have more. He may have like 1200. But regardless, very high base shields. Now, if you have Overguard up at all times, you get Stas immunity, so you don't need Prime Sure-Footed. I have it on just in case I don't get Overguard. This is my general build with no helmet ability on. We've got almost enough strength to full strip, which is fixed by Molt Augmented. Energize isn't really necessary here unless you're really spamming his 4. Otherwise, you'll get plenty of energy from rally points. Then we got a bit of range, obviously, like I said, strength, duration, the typical stuff. And we are shield getting catalyzing shields and brief respite. And brief respite is just for a little bit extra shields on casting your abilities. That's not really going to save you as much as getting kills will with rally point to give you your shields back. That's going to give you a lot more consistent shield gaining. So always make sure you're getting kills and trying to keep your overguard up if you need it. This is an alright build. It's not terrible. Now, with 200% strength, just about, right, around there, you'll see that our damage on our 4 is actually quite strong. These are 175 corrupted heavy gunners on Steel Path, and this is his 4's damage. Look at those slash procs. Killed them. And it killed the enemy I target at least in one ability cast and did some pretty hefty damage to the enemies around. And you can spam this ability. Duration affects how long you're in the ability, and strength affects how much damage the ability does. If you wanted to, though, you could go Panzerwurfpfeiler. And Panzerwurfpfeiler spreads viral. And viral makes enemies take more damage. And you know what goes through their armor and really makes use of viral? Slash. So we're gonna let him attack. What the hell was that ragdoll? There we go, it's gonna spread the viral. And now we just cast our 4. And look at that, they're just all dead. It's actually crazy good damage from his 4. Panzerwurfpfeiler is the best companion in my opinion because you can spread viral everywhere to make his 4 do tons of damage. Now, the build I actually prefer, if I'm trying to support specifically all the time, I have this build right here. Now, we are not shield gating via catalyzing shields. We do have brief respite still just because you don't need it here. I just left it on. Energy Nexus and Nourish and 243 strength. So we are getting a lot of energy. Look, 7.29 plus 3, that's going to bring us to 10.29. And then with our Nourish, not counting Molt Augmented, by the way, which gives 60% more strength once it builds up. With our Nourish, we're getting 2.46 higher. So we are actually going to be around, 26 energy per second before Molt Augmented comes into play. And then we're just spamming the crap out of our 4 to get lots of overguard and damage for ourselves and teammates. So if we do this, over here, cast Nourish, cast our 4, look at that energy recharge. That is a lot of energy. And because of that, you can just spam the crap out of his 4 non-stop as soon as the ability ends casting it. Now, if you do it constantly before Molt Augmented builds up, you will run out of energy if you just spam it non-stop for like 20 casts in a row. But that's not counting if you pick up any energy orbs, right? Like if you pick up an energy orb, it's going to give you a fair bit of energy. Or if you need more energy, you can also run Zeneric. Because Zeneric, that's also going to give support to your teammates for even more energy. Zeneric gives us Wellspring. Wellspring gives us 5 energy per second, which lasts for 30 seconds after we exit the dome from the ability. And then while you're in the dome, you also get 20% more ability strength. And then on top of that, when you pick up energy, you get 50% more energy. That gives you, it's over the course of 5 seconds. And that is given in like 10% of the 50% each 1 second. So look, see, if we pick this up, wait, right? Oh wait, never mind. It doesn't. Well, still, it's going to give you energy per second and quite a lot of it too. So after you pick it up, you can see, in case you didn't see it before, I'll show it again. Our energy starts going up with center. It was hard to tell because it was already almost max. But with this, now we're going to want our energy reset. Let's say we go bam, bam, then we cast this, and then we cast Nourish. Now look at our energy recharge. And you can give this to all of your teammates. Rally Point, Nourish, and the Zenric Wellspring can all apply to teammates. You're gonna, what, 50 energy per second or so? That's a lot of energy. Again, still not counting if I were to pick up an energy orb. So let's say we do this, and then we do it all again. Cast Nourish. Run through that. Oh, dude, look, that's like 100 energy per second. Full. You can more than spam your 4 enough. Like, you can, with this, you can always spam your 4 nonstop. I did a live stream where I just spammed my 4 like this for over 2 hours of almost nothing but casting my 4. It was beautiful, glorious, lots of damage, lots of support. Your teammates have infinite overguard, infinite energy, infinite shields as long as somebody is getting kills. It is very, very juicy. And then when Acolyte shows up, bam, 1 hit, armor strip. You're done. That's all it takes. He's a very, very strong Warframe. He doesn't, I don't feel like he has any, other than his 4, he doesn't really do something specific rather than just like several really good things that you don't normally notice. But it all comes together to make him extremely strong. Plus the 2 augments he has are both fairly good, fairly nice. He also got this new outfit. I actually don't care for this skin, to be totally honest. It's scary. I took the nipple tassels off, but his nipples are still huge, and but he does have a very tight ass. Like, goddamn, dude, look at that. Is this what the kids call gyats? Gyats? I don't know. Whatever the kids call it nowadays. But yeah, that's pretty much it for the Styanax. I want to kill these guys one more time because it's just so goddamn satisfying. Volpe, 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 my beautiful kitty that's infected with AIDS. Hello, please spread. There we go. Am I able to kill all of them in one forecast? Yes. Yeah. Aw, damn, just barely didn't kill one enemy. That's depressing. Well, yeah. I'm sure you see the power of Styanax now. Very strong, very effective, and he's a Spartan, so he's pretty great. That's from me for the video. If you enjoyed, leave a like, subscribe. Adios.